Well, hello YouTube. This is going to be the next series in the bandsaw. I'm going to redo the upper bearing mount. I've already completed it mostly. I'm just going to show you the installation. I wasn't really happy with what I created because it was too tall. So here's the new one. I went with some smaller bearings. And I milled out the center section here and put, this is just like a skateboard bearing. Then I had a little bit larger bearings here. And although this is not as intricate, it is going to give me all the adjustment and control I need and give me an ability to put a table on the top is what I want. So let's go back over to the saw and I'll show you how this all works. And so this is a mounting plate. And I have this piece of aluminum here that I've milled out, and I've drilled these two holes that correspond with these two holes. So this will get screwed onto here. Now this is grooved out for the bearing. Let me show you here. So this bearing is below the block, and so this is milled out. And I've got a lot of space so I can have adjustments, so that's why it's not just as thick as the bearing. And then I've got this a little bit over drilled here, and I might slot it or do more depending on the amount of adjustment I need. And then I'll get a washer, and let me show you how this all goes together. Then I'll get a washer and a nut to hold this down, and I'll probably, clean this edge that sticks out off, and maybe, I don't know. But this is just the kind of the design that I've already kind of put together. And the way that I put these bearings in, I'll try to show you, is I cross drilled it this way, and then I just got a shaft that's the same diameter as the inside of the bearing, and it's sitting in between these two screws that go, I don't know if you can see all the way in there, but the screw goes all the way in, and it holds that slot in place. So this is a tighter setting, and I think I may want to pull these bearings out a little further, and I'll just put a couple more washers on there. There's actually no in and out adjustment on the rear bearing, so you'll just have to do that with this hole and tighten it up. So that's kind of the overview, and then I'll give you some kind of video. I'll give you some video of kind of installation stuff. So here's the new style bearing mount that I made, and I think I've showed you this. I don't know, I'll have to go through my video, but I've been away for a couple days. So here's the bearings, and I do have a little adjustment forward and back, and I noticed that it wants to be back here to get it straight. So I got these bearings set, and then so here I have a pivot and kind of an adjustment. And to tighten that up, sorry, I'm in the camera way, I'm getting my bolts. So I just have a flat washer and a locking washer and a nut, because I sealed that that bolt in that piece of aluminum down there. So I'll make sure I'm on this back bearing block here, and I'm just going to eye this for right now, and then I'll fine tune it later. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up, and then on the other bandsaw, I have a table that flips up, but I've seen a couple different designs on the internet where you can just, if it can fit right down there in that groove, you'll be fine, and you don't really need a whole lot of space. So here's my table, and I've got these flares cut out, and this is for the blade. Sorry I didn't show you how to make it. And then I just have this block here as a spacer block to get it up over this bearing and to get it up over this nut. So put that in there. And then I have these two. These are 1/4-20s, and these are, countersinks. Hopefully they'll work. See if I get everything lined up properly. There we go. Got that one started. Get this one started. So this is a little smaller table, but what I've noticed is if you can get by with it, I think you can. This is way better than the tin table that they come with. So let's go ahead and tighten these bolts up with these screws, I guess, the countersink screws. And we'll put the saw on because it may be a little to the left, to the right, but when you adjust the lower piece, the upper table moves in the same direction, given the way that I've made this. Okay, so there we go. Zoom out. There we go. So I'm going to get a little piece of steel now and kind of show you using the tabletop steel. I want to show you how this all works together here. And if I planned it right, that little tabletop should fit right here in this groove and it shouldn't bang. All right, let's see if it works. Okay, I can see it is hitting. Oh, you guys can't see that. And the saw doesn't come all the way down. So I will have to take a little bit more off the edge of this table. I tried to measure it. I think it's straight on, but I can see that it is tapping into there. And it's not hitting the screw there. There's a stop screw right here. It's hitting this table before it's hitting the stop screw. But all I need to do is take a little bit off of that table, and then that will work. So let's try to do some cutting. I just have this piece of scrap aluminum. I got eye protection. There we go. There's our cut right there. I can see that should probably go a little faster for aluminum, but I think that table's going to work as soon as I get this part shaved down so it's not hanging in there. I'm sorry, I'll zoom out. As soon as I get the table down so it's not banging into here. Now, and I'm going to just go ahead and demonstrate how that works. So we'll go ahead and turn the saw on. There we go. We'll bring it down. And it hits the shut-off switch. There we go. So now we got a table. If we just need to cut metal, this is really all we need is a brace, just to kind of hold it straight. Sure, a bigger table may be better, but as I understand, this is all we need.
Thank you for watching.